Hey Lynn, it's Josh Gardner, and I really appreciated your video, especially the insights that you offered from your experience as a school counselor and taking some time to do that, offering training to people. I found that really useful because any insight that comes from experience is something that's really good to hear. So thank you for that. I noticed that as far as steps to be taken towards social justice, you mentioned training. One kind of training was specifically in cultural differences and how to maneuver those things, how to work in them. My personal task is to talk to a friend of mine who I know a good deal about him. I've known him for a while, and yet the changing political climate of the times could result in him, being told you don't belong here anymore. And so while he's someone I know, his situation is something I know nothing about. I was born here. I don't have to worry about that. And so, as you said so well, you don't know what you don't know. And I'm realizing that's something I know very little about, so I need to ask. And I really value the training that you are willing to offer to people because you can't really know a situation well or how to deal with it without some insight from someone else who's been there or has studied it or worked in it. So I love that. And a verse I found, a passage that seems to correlate with that same idea, comes from 2 Timothy verses 14 and 15. At first it begins with referencing something previously in the chapter when it says, remind people of these things. But then it says, and solemnly charge them before the Lord not to wrangle over words. This is of no benefit. It just brings ruin on those who listen. Make every effort to present yourself before God as a proven worker who does not need to be ashamed, teaching the message of truth accurately. And while I feel like that absolutely applies to the gospel and how we carry that with us everywhere we go, when we accurately portray it in our actions and our interactions and when we get to give it out in great detail, but it also applies to the way we go about impacting other issues, that we go about them in a full and knowledgeable way to do an efficient job. Instead of making articulate speculation about something, we actually do the work to find out about it and learn about it and help the progress to move forward. And so I think that these verses, while specifically about the teaching on the gospel, still applies to our line of work very much and how we conduct ourselves. So I think that's a powerful thing. So thanks a lot for the work you do, Lynn. And I appreciate the training you offer one day, and maybe one day my work will be impacted by yours. So thank you.